Gordon College, staff 1957. Again, a very historic photograph, and as you can see, we have in the center the famous Dr. J.B. Cummins, and next to him is Mr. M.A.Q. Daskavi, the principal. Mr. Cummings is the vice principal. As you can see clearly, a very dedicated educationist. Next to Mr. Cummings on the left is another very famous educationist and personality of the Gordon College, Mr. S.J. Imamuddin. If I remember correctly, his daughter used to be our principal in the station school, Lal Kurti. And next to Mr. Imamuddin, of course, is our dearest Uncle Khwaja Masood, my father's professor and a very dear friend of my father. Next to him is Mr. Dr. R.F. Tebi, who also headed the FC College, my college, a great educationist again. Next to Mr. Tebi, if you can see clearly, is Mr. T.A.R. Khan. Next to Mr. Khan is Mr. S.D. Luke, if you can see. And next to Mr. Luke is Mr. Rais Ahmed Khan. If I recollect, he was married to a relative of ours, and if I recollect, he joined the Foreign Service during Mr. Bhutto's lateral entry scheme, if I remember correctly. His wife's sister was married to another very famous Rawalpindi personality, Mr. Khurshid Hasan Mir. Very educated, intellectual person and a minister during Mr. Bhutto's time. Now we will go to the second row, and here we have Mr. Shahid H. Ahmed. If you can see clearly, he is here. Followed by Mr. Bashir Samuel, Mr. Yusuf Jalil, if you can see clearly, Mr. Khurshid Ahmed, slightly shorter than Mr. Jalil, Mr. Matiullah in spectacles, if you can see clearly, Mr. Wahabuddin next to Mr. Matiullah. And next to him is Dr. A. Macaulay, followed by F.M. Daniel, Mehboob Ilahi, Wahidul Zaman, F.U. Khan, Reverend J.W. Wilder, if you can see clearly here, he is here, Reverend J.W. Wilder, followed by Mr. Rahman Anwar Sayyid, followed by Mr. Peter John, if you can see clearly here, a slightly bulky gentleman. Now we'll go to the next row, and here we have Mr. L.R. McCulloch, looks like an Irish name, followed by Mr. E. Austin, Yaqub Khan, Zulfiqar Ali, Khaki Qazalbash, Ishfaq Hussain, Munawar Shafqat, and of course my dearest uncle Shahid Amin, Moinuddin, Mr. Xavier, F. Xavier, M.S. Siddiqui, my father's teacher. He later joined the Pakistan Air Force, and his son also joined the Pakistan Air Force and is a dear friend. Mr. Siddiqui was with us in Rig Road also during the period 1964-68. Next to Mr. Siddiqui, you can see Mr. Abdul Khaliq, followed by Hashmat, Rahmat, Altaf Hussain and Majid Raza. So this is the Gordon College staff convocation, March the 2nd, 1957. Another very historic photograph. As you can see, we will again go back to these great people. I think most of them are now not in this mortal abode, but you can have a look again, see them carefully. A very valuable and precious part of our history. We have memories of Rawalpindi from 1801, when my grandfather's grandfather had joined the Sikh artillery and was settled in the city. Later my great-grandfather and his father also served in Chontra. Later they went with Nawab Muhammad Hayat and the larger intelligence team under Maulvi Rajab Ali to Delhi in 1857. My grandfather's father also served as reader with Nawab Hayat, who was the Superintendent of Police of Rawalpindi, and both of them also went with Lord Roberts in the Second Afghan War as part of the intelligence team. My grandfather's brother, again in the police, Agha Abdul Rauf, born in Rawalpindi, served with the famous intelligence hand Liaqat Hayat during the First World War and busted a rebellion in my regiment, 23rd Cavalry in Lahore. But that is another part of history. I hope that you will find this group photograph interesting.